Greetings, family. I am here to continue our discussion of a dash in Africa versus a bribe in the US. I offered a definition of a dash in our last video, and I guess I'd like to continue upon that just to really think about, because I've been pondering this. If something started out with good intentions, how it so easily becomes something that can be misconstrued and applied in a way that is illegal, if you will. So, for me, a dash would be me going to visit a village chief or someone of authority or someone I greatly respect and bringing a token of my appreciation for their hard work, for their ability to represent my people in a positive light, for them taking on a role that maybe is not the easiest to do. I would feel like it was my role or my job to show them appreciation in the way that I choose to show appreciation. Okay. When someone is sending subliminal messages or agitating or making you feel as if you don't do what is expected, I believe that is where you cross the line of a bribe. And when you start talking about a bribe, then you're looking at illegal behaviors, right? You're saying to someone, you're using undue influence. You know, you're being direct and you are clear that if you do not comply with what's happening in this very moment, it's not going to end well for you, or I'm taking away your options. That is something that the US is known for, whether it's dealing with other countries, whether it's dealing with their colleagues. And notice I say they, because although I reside in the US, do not consider myself to be of the US, if you know what I mean. So for me, I would like to think that Africa as a whole does not operate this way, that some people do believe there is a difference, and that we really have to operate in a way that exemplifies a good moral character, a good moral code, no matter where you are in the world. So I bring this up because my experience was I was with a friend, an associate, a soror, a queen that is well known in the community, and we stopped in a particular area where we needed to get from one side of the space to the other. When we arrived, she was already told by her friend on the other side of this bridge that the taxi should cost no more than 8 CDs. Of course, they see us and they say 15, 16 CDs. And she's like, absolutely not. I just talked to my friend. They said it should cost no more than 8. I'm like, oh, that's the best we can do. Mind you, we need 2 vehicles because we have that many people with us. They were looking to get paid, and they basically were like, no, doubling the price for, and 2 cars of people would have paid that same price. So we said, fine, no thank you. We will walk past the first effort or first attempt to get cash. We proceed not even 100 yards forward, and there is a military station and a sort of toll booth, if you will. There's no toll, but you can tell that with their presence, people are going to stop, that they have the ability to stop people, whether they're on foot or whether they're in a vehicle. So they stop us and they say, are you going to take pictures on the bridge? No one has their phones out. No one's even there at the moment because we're not on the bridge. So this individual says, no, we're not taking pictures. And I go, oh, because there's one price for tourists and there's another price for residents. And she's like, well, how do you know I'm not a resident? And then it became, oh, we can tell you're foreigners and we have a right to ask, and this whole thing. And she says, well, why do you have a right to ask? And I said, well, we need to see your passport. He said, you don't need to see my passport. I am a resident of Ghana. Like, I live in this area. And they continue to state, we have a right to ask for your passport. Why don't you have it? Conversation went further. And she basically stated, I don't have to show you my passport because I don't carry my passport with me as a resident. Are you a resident? Do you walk with your passport when you leave your home? And they continue to, just kind of go back and forth. And all I could think the whole time is, so this is a dash. Because no one's saying, I want something from you, or you better give me something. But there's definitely that vibe like, you could end this if you just comply, So I'm standing and I'm observing. I am then asked to get out of the street and to stand on the curb, which puts me a few feet away from the party I'm with, but I continue to watch to be a witness. And she suddenly just tells them, this is nonsense. What I will do is make a phone call. I am going to call this individual. I'm going to put you on the phone and you can explain to them why you think this is okay to harass me. Then it was, harass? What is this about harassment? She dials the number, gets this individual on the phone, gives it to the officer who has decided to get out of her seat and get involved to ask for the passport. And when she hands her the phone, the other female at the table, who doesn't appear to be in any uniform or anything, is telling the lady, don't take the phone. And, of course, the person I'm with is like, no, she has to take the phone. And sure enough, I don't know what this person said to her, but whatever he said, he shut that nonsense down, and we proceeded across the bridge. We did not take pictures, although the view was amazing, because we knew we were there to take a boat ride, so we would get our pictures eventually anyway. We proceeded across the bridge, and then we went to this amazing soul food African restaurant owned by this brother. I want to say Rahiz or Jahiz. I'm bad with names. I'm better with faces. I never forget a face. Food was amazing. If you want some crispy Southern style fried chicken, that's the place to go to. If you want some okra stew and some banku, some grilled fish, that's the place to go to. And if you're looking for tuna fish, that's the place to go to. Outside of all the amazing food and drinks and the beautiful family that run this restaurant, they have the most amazing view. The view is included in some of my other videos, so you can go back and look at the view of the restaurant on the Volta River. That was really it. I mentioned that I did not want to ruin the vibe of the other video because I wanted to show you the beauty of this restaurant. I did not want to take away from this family's efforts to have a welcoming place for our people when we land on the continent, for natives that live in the area, because folks are employed there that reside on the continent as well. But I wanted to address that without taking away from the restaurant. And I thought this was a separate topic. I think it deserves to be separate because it is something that needs to be discussed. It's something that we are going to encounter coming from the States. And I don't think we should look at it as something to I don't think we should act like like it's foreign to us, because we know our government bribes people. And when folks don't accept those bribes in our country, they turn up dead, they turn up missing, they lose careers. We've seen it happen. We're just not directly involved with it. So as an outsider and actually having the experience of being close up, this kind of hit home with me. I was in Senegal 26 years ago, and I remember two incidents in the 30 days that I was in Senegal where one, a police officer, someone dressed like a police officer, claimed that he had been following myself and another dancer that I was with, and that he knew we went to the bank and he wanted the money that we withdrew from the bank. And he got nothing, obviously, because we didn't go to the bank to withdraw money. We were checking on funds arrival. But he did kind of, pull us over in a crowd, try to back us into a corner, try to go into our bags, have us empty our pockets. That was one experience. Then there was another time when we were transporting water down the highway. We had, bottled water in plastic packs in the back of the car. Police pulled us over at a stop. And, I keep saying police, but it could have been military. I just remember uniform, so I don't want to generalize like that. And they weren't rude, but they were basically like, just making up nonsense. They were like, you're transporting this water illegally. And of course, me not knowing any better, I was like, is there a way to transport water? And of course, the person next to me kind of tapped me like, just leave it alone. And the driver gave them like $5 American, and it like made their evening. And I thought to myself, is it that bad to kind of just give someone a tip? And would it be more appreciated if we tip them before they ask us? Or do we get defensive and say, I don't have to give you anything? I don't know. I don't know where I really fall with that. I know I don't like to feel like someone's forcing me to do something I don't want to do. I don't like to feel like you're taking away my options when I have a right to some of these things. It's not a privilege, it's a right. I have a right to walk across a bridge in a beautiful community, right? Coming from the US, it's almost like, you walk through a white neighborhood and somebody pulls you over or shoots you dead because they're saying you don't have a right to be there. I didn't have that same kind of fear, but I did feel like there was an effort made to tell us that you are foreigners, which they were not, totally incorrect. They just picked the wrong woman on the right day to get checked. That's what happened. So be ready. Do not be confrontational when you know you are a foreigner and you have no connections, okay? Sometimes you have to comply, or be with someone that would know how to address the situation so that you don't have to. So you all are probably going to say this is a really long video for me. And it is. I like to just shoot the information and keep it moving. But this was a sensitive topic for me. It may not be for some people, but I would never want to present information and be ill-advised about it. So I needed to do my own research and check my own feelings about it before I record it. So I hope this is helpful. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop your comments below. Like, share, and subscribe. And I look forward to providing further content that will be of use to you, that will be resourceful. Thank you for your time. Blessings. Stay focused. Stay strong. Be resilient. And know that your trip to the motherland will come, whether it's here to help wake you up, whether it's here in your heart, or whether it's in your spirit. Blessings. See you in the next one.